guys, what is going on? I hope you're all doing awesome. Today is the day that I own this beautiful Kawasaki Ninja 300. It's a 2014 model for exactly 1 year. And I thought about doing a little 1 year user review. So because it's a 300, let's start with the biggest concern there is, the engine. The engine of the 300, in my opinion, is great. It's really reliable, never had a single problem. Power wise, it's okay. It has enough power to safely ride in the city, but when you're getting to higher speeds, there's not much to come. You can safely ride on the Autobahn with no problem whatsoever. Will get you to 140, 150, no problem at all. But after that, it's not the quickest bike, but that it's a 300, so you can't expect anything of it. Fuel consumption is awesome. I have never used more than 4 liters of gas per 100 kilometers, which is that many miles per gallon. And it runs also on the cheapest gas, which is 95 octane, which is also not that bad. Oh, right. So that is nothing to complain about. Let's continue. After acceleration, there's braking, and that's a weakness of the 300. I don't like the brakes at all. They're really weak, and I don't feel as secure on it as I should. The ABS on the brakes is great, but the deceleration abilities not that great. It takes really long to get to a stop, although it's really light, but on the same time it's also wobbly, so I don't really like the brakes. When you buy the bike stock, it will come with Chinese tires. And please, if you ever think about doing some modifications to your bike, please change the quires at first, because they are shitty in the wet, don't offer much grip on sunny days either, and with some better tires the bike feels completely different. So take those 200 euros it costs you and invest it in better tires. I know you will probably say, but the old ones aren't worn down yet. Yes, I understand it, but it's a safety aspect, and believe me, it will completely change the bike's behavior for the better. So please do get other tires ASAP. So what else is there to the bike? The looks. The looks of the bike are great. I have gotten many compliments of strangers telling me that it's awesome, that they don't believe it's a 300. And at first glance it's really hard to tell, because it looks like a bigger bike from the front. If you watch, or if you have a look at the tires, you will immediately see that's a smaller bike, but at first glance it looks like a bigger bike. So you don't have to be ashamed to be riding on one of those things if that is something you're concerned about. And after 1 year I still dig the looks, so it's okay. and especially for beginners it's one of the best looking bikes you can get. So handling, I already talked about the tires, so please make sure to get better tires. But tires are only one aspect of the handling. Another thing is the flickability, and this bike is really flickable. It's so much fun in the twisties. It's really easy to navigate and you will really enjoy it. It's really precise at cornering, and if you're a little bit more experienced, you can definitely keep up with bigger bikes and people that can't ride as good as you. Of course it lacks in acceleration performance, but you can easily keep up with them in tight corners, and they will be really surprised to see that they might have lost against the 300. So that's great. Let's talk about the seat. I don't like the seat at all. I know, I get it, it's a sports bike or a sportier bike, but the seat is not the most comfortable ever. After about 1 hour to 1.5 hours, you can definitely start to feel your butt and you want to take a break. Of course, it's recommended to take a break after that amount of time, but even if you have taken a break and then when you then get back on the bike, after another 30 minutes you will feel your butt again, and that's not so great, to be honest. I have already looked into some other seats, but I haven't upgraded it yet, but it's definitely something you should think about, because it's really not that comfortable. On the other hand, I can't tell how other bikes feel for a longer ride, because I haven't ridden them for a longer time. So it's definitely something to consider. So the last thing I want to talk about is the sound of the bike. For many riders, including me, sound is a huge aspect of riding. And yeah, the sound isn't that great. The bike is really quiet. There are scooters out there that are louder than this bike, but when you get into the power band, it sounds quite nice. It makes a nice sound, but if you like, it's still not the loudest bike. And if you like loud bikes, and if that's really important to you, you have to get an aftermarket exhaust. There are some exhausts that I could recommend. Please note that I'm still riding with a stock exhaust, because I didn't want to pay that much for exhaust, and I'm still a student, so we have to think about investing money in unnecessary things. One exhaust that I could recommend is the XL Hyperlow XL. It's the exhaust that SG Bali has on his Ninja 250, and it sounds quite great. Another exhaust that I could recommend is the Kawasaki. I hope I pronounced it right. But it's also really expensive, because this thing will cost you about 500 euros. Both of the exhausts I have mentioned are street legal in Europe, which is also really important. One exhaust that really sounds nice, but unfortunately isn't legal in Europe, is the Yoshimura. If you want to know what a Ninja 300 with a Yoshimura sounds like, check out Forensic Ninja. She has it on her bike and it really sounds sweet. So to keep the video short, let's come to a conclusion. The Ninja 300 is an awesome bike for beginners and also for experienced riders. It's lots of fun in the twisties and also really enjoyable in the city. You can easily keep up with traffic and you will still be one of the fastest vehicles on the road. In comparison to bigger bikes, of course it's slow, but especially if you're a beginner, it's better to be a little bit slow but safe. The 300 is really forgiving and just an awesome bike, but you need to change the tires to enjoy it to the most. And I would also love to see Kawasaki to put some better brakes on it. If it costs 300, 400, 500 euros more, I wouldn't complain about it, because for me it's about safety, and yeah, brakes are a big part. So let's hear that exhaust. So I would really love to see Kawasaki put some better brakes on it. Other than that, it's a great bike and I could definitely recommend it. So I hope you did enjoy today's video and that it helped you in the decision making process. If you did like it, please leave a like, and if you want to see more of my channel, feel free to hit the subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. I will see you in my next video. Bye bye. What would I have done differently? To be honest, there isn't much I would have done differently, because on the one hand, I'm a firm believer that today we've got a special episode of Explore Germany coming up. And why is it special? Because we currently got school holidays in Germany, which means that every kid has 6 long weeks off of school. And we are just in the first week